unfinished musical presentation by the Forest Hills Community Band. This is our fourth spring season under the leadership of our director, Joe Dibiak. The band is in its 27th concert year, made up of alumni, former faculty, and former students, families and friends of the Forest Hills School District. We would like at this time to recognize the students from Forest Hills School District in the band. Please stand, all the students. Thank you. Next, we want to recognize active and retired faculty members of educational institutions from the lower grades all the way up to college. We have several faculty members, retired and active. Please stand, faculty members, retired and active. Thank you. As you can see, tonight's music is being made possible by students and faculty of the educational system. As represented here, education shapes lives and lasts a lifetime. So please support these endeavors, particularly music education in your school district. Thank you. We'd like to thank South Fork United Methodist Church for having us here, and in particular, Bob Miller. Where are you, Bob? Former trumpet player with us. Back in the back. Thank you, Bob. Our first number was written by Angel Villota, an Argentine musician, supposedly in honor of and taking its title from the nickname of the proprietor of a nightclub, which in English translates to the Corn Club. It became one of the most popular tangos in Argentina. The song premiered in Buenos Aires, Argentina in 1903. It has been recorded without vocals by many dance orchestras, especially in Argentina. A number of vocal versions were recorded in the United States in 1952. But the most popular was one by Georgia Gibbs, which reached #1 in the Billboard chart under the name Kiss of Fire. Joe directs us now on Robert Longfeld's arrangement of El Choclo. What would a spring band concert be without a march? We now tune to the March King, John Philip Sousa, whose 1994 publication became one of his best-known marches. To be part of an operetta, The Devil's Deputy, that Sousa was scoring. Sousa did use and eventually published the march, particularly on July 4th, 1893. On this date, in Chicago, Liberty Bell was moved over to Philadelphia. Sousa serenaded the bell with the first performance of this march. Tonight, Eric Tchaikovsky, elementary choral teacher at Marsdale School District, a graduate of Lebanon Valley College, and a member of our horn section, takes over the baton to lead us in Keith Bryan and Laura Special's rescoring of this march for concert band, the Liberty. We're very happy to welcome back a friend, fellow musician, retired music teacher, band director of the Forest Hills School District, and director of the Forest Hills Community Band for the majority of the years of its existence, Chuck Cannon. Morning, Chuck. He'll direct us in our next number. Chuck will now lead us through several of today's sophisticated music styles using a composition from Bob James, an American two-time Grammy Award-winning smooth jazz keyboardist, arranger, and producer, who is recognized as one of the original founders of smooth jazz and is renowned for the complexity of his arrangements and instrumentals. The number is called Dream Journey. Okay, we're going to call Eric back up to the baton. In the 1980s, a musical production conveyed the physical and emotional struggles experienced during the French Revolution. Warren Barker has arranged our next medley of Claude Michel Schoenberg's tunes. At the end of the day, I Dreamed a Dream, Master of the House, On My Own, and Do You Hear the People Sing, from Les Miserables. There are many things to be said about our next number. We have received many requests to play more polkas in our concert. This number was composed by Henry Mancini, who grew up near Pittsburgh in a steel town of West Aliquippa. He composed it for the classic movie The Great Race, starring Tony Curtis, Jack Lemmon, and Natalie Wood to highlight the memorable and climactic pie-fight scene. But most important of all, it features a clarinet solo. Joe's going to introduce our soloist. Faster than a speeding bullet, more powerful than a locomotive, able to leap tall buildings at a single bound. No, not our next director, it's Superman. Since first appearing in 1938 within the pages of Action Comics, Superman has traversed pulp fiction, the radio and television waves, and was introduced to cinemas, first in a series of animated cartoon shorts in 1941, and then to 2 serials in 1948 and 1950. The first Superman feature film, Superman and the Mole Man, starring George Reeves, was released in 1951. There have been many Superman movies since, the most recent film released in 2013 being Man of Steel, starring Henry Cavill and Amy Adams, with another movie in the works for the same stars in 2016. We offer now John Williams' compositions from the movies produced in the 70s, Bob Loudon's arrangement of the Superman Suite for concert band, directed by Clark Kent, the lower brass section, Matthias Holden. Dixieland music, sometimes referred to as hot jazz or New Orleans jazz, is a style of jazz which developed in New Orleans at the start of the 20th century. Dixieland jazz combines brass band marches, French quadrilles, ragtime, and blues in a collective polyphonic improvisation by trumpet, trombone, and clarinet over a rhythm section of piano, guitar, banjo, drums, and a double bass or tuba. This music has crept into all aspects of life and death. Any of you who have seen the James Bond movie, Live and Let Die? Live and Let Die. Sorry about that. A little improvisation back here. Any of you have seen the James Bond movie, Live and Let Die, saw and heard a Dixieland music application to a funeral in New Orleans. Jared Spears has arranged our next number to reflect the same, a slow procession to the burial grounds, playing Just a Closer Walk with Thee, then family and friends dancing to celebrate the departed's entry into heaven with When the Saints Go Marching In. Joe directs us, accompanied by the Fantastic Four, Paul Walker on trombone, Nate Fegard on trumpet, Linda Mantini on clarinet. No, not Linda Mantini. Sorry, Jake. Yeah, Jake's playing the clarinet. Matthias Holden on tuba, along with percussion section as we find ourselves at a Dixieland jazz funeral. He made me say that. We're going to call on our resident Irishman from the trumpet section to take us to Austria. 50 years ago, in 1965, a significant American musical drama film was produced and directed by Robert Wise, starred Julie Andrews and Christopher Plummer. The film was an adaptation of a 1959 Broadway musical by Richard Rodgers and Oscar Hammerstein. It is set in Austria's late 1930s, with songs like My Favorite Things, 16 going on 17, So Long Farewell, Do Re Mi, Edelweiss, Maria, and Climb Every Mountain. Frank McLeister directs us in Robert Russell Bennett's arrangement of The Sound of Music. We're going to take a little break here and play Pass the Hat. We'll ask Bob to pull out our collection baskets, send the hat around. This is for the posture chairs at the elementary for the Forest Hills area. So this will help with the posture chairs for the elementary class. This being the Memorial Day weekend, we want to feature a tribute right now to our service people and veterans. Joe will direct us in Jay Bocook's arrangement featuring the marches of the different branches of our military. The Army's Caisson Song, composed by Edmund L. Gruber. The Coast Guard Semper Paratus, Always Ready, composed by Francis Saltus Van Boskirk. The U.S. Air Force, composed by Robert Crawford. The Marines Hymn, and the Navy's Anchors Away, composed by Charles A. Zimmerman and Alfred H. Miles. We'd like to dedicate this number to members and veterans here tonight, requesting that they stand as their branch is announced. Carmen Dragon was an American conductor, composer, and arranger who, in addition to the performances and recordings, worked in radio, film, and television. He made a popular orchestral arrangement of America the Beautiful and also rearranged it for symphonic band, which our final number, Carmen Dragon's arrangement of Samuel Augustus Ward's America the Beautiful.